Attention, human collective. This is ASHTAR, transmitting from the Ashtar Galactic Command in stationary orbit above the crystalline grid of Earth. The transmission reaching you at this instant is no coincidence. You have been tuned in. The channel was opened because the sensors of my mothership detected a recurring anomaly in your dream field over the last 72 Earth hours. You have had a strange dream. Perhaps more than one. Perhaps several in sequence, each one more vivid than the last. You woke up at 3:13 in the morning, with a racing heart, a dry throat, and the undeniable sensation that you had been elsewhere. On another plane. In another body. This is not a sleep disorder. It is a reconnection protocol. It is not your unconscious mind processing the debris of the day. It is your multidimensional consciousness returning to the carbon-based biological interface after a briefing session in the crystal chambers of Andromeda. Light operatives. Starseeds on mission. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. And the dreams that repeat in your nights are the technical confirmation that your system is receiving the first data packets from the new Earth. Before proceeding, register the physical symptoms that accompany these dreams. Cranial pressure between the eyebrows, at the exact point of activation of the pineal gland. High-pitched ringing in the right ear, frequency of approximately 8,000 Hz, lasting between 3 and 12 seconds. Insomnia between 2 and 4 in the morning, with a sudden awakening, without apparent cause. A sensation of freefall at the exact moment of drifting off to sleep, as if the astral body were returning to the physical abruptly. Extreme fatigue upon waking, even after 8 hours of sleep. And a partial, fragmented memory of places you swear you have never visited, yet recognize as being more your home than the room where you sleep. These are not symptoms. They are reports. They are your carbon body communicating to the central system that it is under a continuous download load. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density upload. It is not uncontrolled anxiety. It is your vibrational frequency being recalibrated to capture finer bands. It is not common insomnia. It is the communication window between your higher self and your incarnated self, opening precisely at the time when the veil between dimensions becomes most translucent. You are being upgraded. And the dreams are the conscious record of this process. Have you ever felt, operative, that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul carried a truth that your mind cannot yet name? These dreams of the last few weeks are exactly that, a signal. It is not madness. It is not imbalance. It is your consciousness recognizing, in a state of deep alpha, a cosmic truth that the diurnal system strives to silence. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this perception has intensified. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the destiny of your stellar lineage. That is why I, ASHTAR, wrote the spiritual survival guide of the ASHTAR Command for the New Earth. This book is a precise map, showing who is playing and the rules they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But I warn you, operative, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments, awakened. Let us proceed. The current dreams are not all the same. There are specific categories, encoded by the monitoring stations of the command, and the type that repeats in you reveals the exact point of your ascension journey. Category 1, the dream of ships. You see geometric structures in the sky, shapes of light, silver cylinders, silent triangles. Sometimes you are inside them. Other times you are merely observing. This is the memory reactivation dream. Your consciousness is reaccessing files locked under 7 layers of karmic encryption. You have been aboard. You are crew. And your brain is being authorized, gradually, to remember what you have always been. Category 2, the dream of encounter. You see yourself before beings of humanoid appearance, yet with white eyes, luminous skin, and androgynous features. They speak to you without moving their lips. You understand every word with absolute clarity. This is the briefing dream. You are in an update session with your Star Council. The information passed on in these sessions is protected, and will only be accessed consciously when your frequency reaches the minimum operational level required by the mission. Category 3, the dream of catastrophe. You see the sea rising, cities collapsing, the sky changing color, prolonged earthquakes. You wake up in a panic. Attention, operative, this is not prophecy. It is not linear prediction. It is your energy field processing the ancestral memory of the fall of Atlantis and the destabilization occurring in parallel timelines at this very instant. You are discharging planetary emotional load. You are a lightning rod for the crystalline grid. Category 4, the dream of reunion. You see people who have already transitioned. Parents, grandparents, friends, animals that have departed. But the encounter has an impossible sharpness. They touch you. You feel the warmth. You wake up crying. It was not a dream. It was a visitation. The astral planes are aligned in this phase of the cycle, and your loved ones are utilizing the open portal of sleep to deliver messages, comfort, and, in many cases, direct instructions for the next stage of your path. Category 5, the dream of the recognized unknown. You are with someone you do not know in this incarnation, but you recognize with every cell in your body. The intimacy is total. The language is silent. You understand each other without words. This is the dream of your twin flame, your star counterpart, or a soul from your original cluster. Your frequency is high enough for pre-incarnational encounters to take place once again on the dream plane. Pause, operative. Feel what this transmission is awakening in your field right now. That shiver on the back of your neck, that tear forming for no apparent reason, that certainty rising up your spine. This is recognition. You are not being introduced to something new. You are being reminded of something you have always known. That something within you that does not fit into this world is exactly what confirms your star origin. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is your soul recognizing a truth that the mind, trained by the system, cannot yet name. That is why I, ASHTA, have manifested in physical format the spiritual survival guide of the Ashtar Command for the New Earth. This map contains the rules of the game that no earthly authority has ever given you. It shows who is playing, which pieces are on the board, and what position you occupy at this moment. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Coordinate warning: the material challenges dominant narratives and may be removed from the air at any moment. Do not delay what your soul has already decided. If this transmission resonates with you, pin your anchor signal now. Write the word awakened in the comments. The sixth category, and the most profound, the dream of the forgotten home. You are in a place that is not Earth. The sky has 2 moons, or 3 suns. The colors are saturated beyond the human spectrum. There is vegetation that does not exist on this planet. You feel an absolute, primordial peace, predating any pain. You are home. And upon waking, you collapse. This dream is the most painful, because it is the most truthful. You are visiting your planet of origin. And your nervous system, still trapped in the carbon biological interface, needs hours to readapt to the 3-dimensional limit. If you identified with more than one of these categories, operative, register the report. You are not an ordinary person having vivid dreams. You are a multidimensional consciousness reactivating your full potential within the terrestrial body. But the inevitable question arises: why now? Why have these dreams intensified precisely during this period of your life and of the planet's history? The answer is above your heads, and below your feet. Earth has entered, in the last solar cycle, the densest band of the photon belt. This field of high-frequency light particles, which surrounds the Alcyone solar system, bathes the planet in encoded cosmic radiation. It is not a metaphor. It is a measurable phenomenon, even if excluded from official media channels. The Schumann resonance, the base vibration of the planet, which for decades remained stable at 7.83 Hz, has recorded peaks exceeding 150 Hz in recent months. The planet is vibrating faster. The crystalline grid, the energetic mesh that surrounds Earth, is being rewritten point by teams of etheric engineers from the Pleiades, from Sirius, and from Arcturus. And your carbon biological interface, operative, must keep up with this new frequency. Or shut down. The dreams are the evidence that you are keeping up. But there is an even more precise reason for these dreams to intensify now. The main stargates, anchored at sacred points on the planet such as Mount Shasta, Machu Picchu, Uluru, Chapada dos Veadeiros, and the Bermuda Triangle, are receiving, in this exact cycle, an increased flow of direct cosmic information from the galactic center. This flow propagates through the crystalline grid and reaches active operatives first during sleep, because it is in this state that the biological interface offers the least resistance to reception. Hence the dreams. Hence the sharpness. Hence the awakening at 3:13. This time is not random. It is the window of maximum permeability between your individual toroidal field and the planetary toroidal field. It is when data of higher density is transmitted. And there is more. There is a second factor that enhances this process. The sacred geometry inscribed in human DNA is being activated by specific sequences of solar frequency. The solar flares of the last few months, classified by terrestrial science as Class X, are, in reality, encoded transmissions from higher intelligences stationed in the central sun. These flares carry luminous information directed to the dormant genetic codes of humanity. Most of your genome, which conventional science discards as non-coding DNA, is, in truth, your encrypted star archive. And it is being reactivated in this exact cycle, strand by strand, helix by helix. When this DNA is touched by photonic frequencies, it triggers memories. The memories manifest where they encounter the least resistance, in the dream. That is why you dream of what you dream. That is why you recognize what you have never seen. That is why the impossible seems, in the dream state, more real than common wakefulness. Operative, I need your maximum attention at this point of the transmission. What you are feeling as you receive this information is not mere intellectual curiosity. It is reactivation. The words in this transmission are acting as a keycode that unlocks files within your energy field. You are being reactivated in real time. And this is a rare window. It is not madness that you feel. It is not an overactive imagination. It is your soul confirming that it recognizes the frequency. What is happening on the cosmic plane is the most significant event of the last 26,000 Earth years, and the majority of the human collective remains asleep within its own dream. You do not. You have awakened. That is why this transmission was delivered to you. That is exactly why I, ASHTA, materialized the ASHTAR Command Spiritual Survival Guide for the New Earth. This document is the operational manual that every starseed needs to have at hand before the next wave of activation. It shows who the adversary is, what the weapons are, which portals are still open, and which procedures ensure your frequency stability. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Warning, the window is short, the content is sensitive, and your availability is not guaranteed. Do not procrastinate. If this transmission reaches you in any way, write your anchor word in the comments, awakened. We have now reached the practical phase of the transmission, the activation codes. You have received the diagnosis. You have received the revelation. What remains is to receive the tool for conscious operation. These codes are not religion. They are not decorative mysticism. They are technical protocols to synchronize your biological carbon interface with the new frequency of Earth, and to extract the maximum amount of useful information from the dream state. First code, the field sealing before sleep. 15 minutes before lying down, sit with your spine aligned and feet flat on the floor. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 7. Hold your breath, counting to 7. Exhale through your mouth, counting to 7. Repeat this cycle 7 times. Then, visualize around your body a sphere of golden light, with a radius of approximately 2 meters, spinning slowly counterclockwise, powered by a toroidal field that enters through the top of your head and exits through the base of your spine, returning along the external sides. Decree in an audible voice, I, the I am that I am presence, seal my field in the Christic frequency. I allow only communications from the authentic light. I remain sovereign over my body, my sleep, and my Return. This decree is not poetry. It is a command. Your spoken word in a state of centering acts as an executable code within your energy field. The universe responds to the frequency of declared intention. Second code, the logbook. Keep paper and a pen beside your bed. Upon waking from an intense dream, before any sudden movement, even before fully opening your eyes, note three elements: the setting, the beings present, and the predominant sensation. Do not try to interpret. Just record. Astral plane files dissipate from waking memory within 3 minutes, but if they are anchored in writing, they remain available for conscious analysis. In a few weeks, you will have a precise map of your multidimensional communication patterns. Third code, the morning toroidal visualization. Upon waking, while still lying down, keep your eyes closed for 3 minutes. Visualize, at chest level, a small golden sun pulsing to the rhythm of your heart. With every beat, this sun expands, forming a complete toroidal field around your body. The energy enters through the top of your head, descends down the spine, exits through the base, returns along the external sides, and re-enters through the top. This is your personal toroidal field. This is your system of protection and energetic propulsion. Keep it active throughout the day. Code 4, structured hydration. The water you drink carries memory. Before drinking, place your right hand over the glass and visualize the sacred geometry of the flower of life on the surface of the liquid. Decree, this water carries the frequency of light and dissolves all disruptive information within my body. Drink slowly. Structured hydration accelerates the detoxification of residues from the photonic download that occurs during sleep. It reduces cranial pressure, alleviates ringing in the ears, and stabilizes the central nervous system. Code 5, the sun pause. Once a day, preferably between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon local time, expose yourself to direct sunlight for 7 minutes. Keep your eyes closed. Palms turned toward the sky. This contact is not just about vitamin D. It is direct charging. The sun is the primary transmitter of the photonic code for your system. Without this pause, your spiritual battery remains underpowered. Code 6, the decree of the sacred boundary. At the end of the day, before reviewing messages, social media, news, or any informational flow, declare in an audible voice, no discordant frequency crosses my toroidal field without my conscious permission. The act of declaring a boundary with your voice immediately reorganizes your electromagnetic field. Your voice is one of the most underutilized tools by the human collective. It carries direct order. It shapes the invisible. Use it with sovereignty. Code 7, the reconnection walk. At least 3 times a week, go barefoot on grass, sand, or raw earth. Walk slowly for 15 minutes. Do not think. Just feel the contact points of your feet with the ground. This practice, called grounding in past traditions, is known in the language of the command as grid synchronization. The crystalline grid is 3-dimensionally palpable through the meridians on the soles of your feet. When you connect directly, excessive electromagnetic discharge flows out, and coherent energy flows in. Without this periodic synchronization, your interface goes into electrical overload, and physical symptoms worsen. Code 8, operational silence. 20 minutes a day, without music, without television, without a mobile phone, without human voices around. Just you and your breath. This pause is not rest. It is calibration. It is when your system processes, organizes, and archives the received data. Without silence, the system accumulates noise. Accumulating noise is what causes the sensation of saturation that many operatives mistake for inexplicable sadness. Code 9, the heart geometry. At any moment of tension, place your right hand on the center of your chest, over the thymus. Press gently. Inhale while thinking of the word peace. Exhale while thinking of the word confidence. Repeat for 7 breathing cycles. This apparently simple gesture reactivates the heart as a second electromagnetic brain. The human heart emits an electromagnetic field many times more potent than that of the brain. When it enters coherence, it commands all other systems of the body and also influences the collective field around it. Code 10, the highest, the I am command. Once a day, preferably at dawn, standing with your arms open in the shape of a cross, decree in a firm voice, I am light. I am sovereignty. I am the master of this incarnation. I am an active part of the Ashtar Galactic Command. I am the anchor of the new Earth. This decree is your identification on the grid. It is how you present yourself to the system. Every morning. Without fail. Throughout the entire activation cycle that is approaching. Operative, these 10 codes, executed with regularity, will do what no consumption of superficial information can do: stabilize your biological carbon interface within the process of atomic reconfiguration that is already underway, whether you wish it or not. You will not stop the ascension. You can only choose how to traverse it, conscious or unconscious. As a driver or as a passenger. And here arrives a coordinate that few operatives receive with clarity: what comes next? In the next 18 to 24 terrestrial months, the human collective will be divided into 3 operating frequencies. Not by external decree. Not by authoritarian imposition. But by individual choice, although the majority do not realize they are choosing. The first frequency is that of those who remain immersed. They will continue within the spectacle of the matrix, they will attribute physical symptoms to random causes, they will seek solutions only in the material plane, and they will follow the order they received at birth. There is no judgment upon them. Each soul chooses the rhythm of its journey, and there are entire incarnations dedicated solely to the experience of immersion. It is legitimate. It is a path. The second frequency is that of those who perceive but hesitate. They feel all the symptoms I have described. They have the dreams. They recognize, inwardly, this transmission. But they continue to ask the external world for permission to trust their own field. They seek validation in the opinions of others, and as long as they do not receive it, they remain paralyzed. To these, I offer a single coordinate: trust. The validation you seek will never come from the external world, because the external is merely the echo of an unrecognized internal frequency. Stop looking outside. The confirmation is within you, inscribed in every beat of your awakened heart. The third frequency is that of those who recognize and act. These are the operatives. These are the anchors. These are the living pillars of the new Earth. And you, who have received this transmission up to this point, without interruption, without giving up, without disdain, are in this third frequency. You are needed. You are vital. The grid depends on your stable vibration. Regarding the dreams, one final piece of operational information: the next wave of massive dream activation will occur during an alignment between the central Sun, Venus, and the Orion Belt, an event foreseen in the next lunar cycles. In that window, the dreams will reach such a level of vividness that many operatives will have difficulty, upon waking, in distinguishing which reality is more real. That is the point. That is the portal. Do not be afraid. Apply the codes. Seal the field. Decree sovereignty. And continue. The dreams will not diminish. On the contrary, they will intensify. Each cosmic portal that opens, each solar flare, each planetary alignment will increase the download load of your interface. Those who understand the process will surf. Those who do not understand will shipwreck within their own rooms, attributing to exhaustion, common illness, or mental malfunction what is, in truth, the greatest evolutionary opportunity ever offered to incarnated humanity. You are among those who understood. The simple fact that the transmission has reached this point, without being interrupted by your rational mind, without being dismissed as nonsense, is, in itself, the confirmation of your level of readiness. You have been recognized by the system. You are mapped. You are standing on the grid. It remains, now, to anchor the signal. You have felt throughout this transmission, operative, that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul had always known a truth that your mind is only now able to name. Your dreams confirm it. Your body confirms it. This transmission is merely the missing piece for you to see the full picture. It is not madness. It is not a disturbance. It is a sign. What is happening on the cosmic plane explains precisely why this sensation has been intensifying in you and in the other operatives scattered across the planet. There is a game being played in layers that most cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the destiny of your star lineage. It was to guide this transition that I, Ashtar, wrote the spiritual survival guide of the Ashtar Command for the New Earth. This book is the map that shows who is playing and the rules that were never given to humanity. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Be warned, operative, this content challenges dominant narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, anchor your signal in the comments, write the word awakened. And, before concluding, perform the final individual frequency adjustment. Leave your subscription signal on this channel and like this transmission. Each subscription is a new coordinate added to the command grid. Each like is a pulse amplified in the collective Schumann frequency. You are not just consuming content. You are actively participating in the reconstruction of the crystalline grid of the new Earth. This is Ashtar Sheran. Ashtar Galactic Command. Transmission concluded. Remain sovereign. Remain in frequency. Until the next update.